Just in. Oh my God, this is gonna get crazy. This is gonna get crazy. Oh my jeez. King, stand down, gang. Stand down, gang. Oh my God.
Hold on, let me see which camera is working here. Allow for this time. On camera. There we go.
Holy crap, that's funny as hell. Cause
What happened?
you don't understand. People around here are ready. They ready to jump, bro. They ready to jump.
Why? 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 What happened?
Nah, because I ain't gonna hold you. A lot of people in here, well, majority of people, they do not like you. Yeah, they do
Good.
not like you. They
That
ready
means I'm
to
doing
jump.
something right.
That's crazy. Oh, Lee, hold on. Let me check my. Let me get my.
Let me just adjust my camera.
Yeah. Holy. Nah, that is funny. All right, my camera should work now. I hope.
It's gonna work.
Jesus. Because I had to turn off my camera on OBS, but.
Try again. My system failed to start.
Yeah,
Having issues.
It's one of them ones. But nah, this conversation gonna be interesting because I don't know if you know this about me. You probably don't. But I'm a very critical individual when it comes to the music, especially the music around here, and a lot of things I'm gonna say, a lot of people are not gonna like. So I just gotta start with that first.
Hey, bro, your speech. You're preaching to the choir, bro. You're preaching to the person who says shit that people don't like on a weekly basis. So I don't. It doesn't make me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I tell these niggas that their music is trash, bro. I'm not like I don't just sit here and say, oh, these guys' music is good and go catch a. It sucks that you caught a body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll tell them if their music's trash too. It's like shit. You caught a body and your music's trash, like double whammy.
Yeah, so it's probably not gonna work with me on OBS right now. So I hope that's okay with you. Like,
That's cool.
all right, cool. Shoot, I guess we should go ahead and start. So my thing is like, first of all, welcome to the Discord and welcome to the channel. You know, this is gonna be an odd link up. A lot of people are gonna be confused when they see this. A lot of people expect me to jump because they're like, we waiting to get you.
Are you live on YouTube right now too?
Yeah, so we good on YouTube right now.
Okay. Well, listen, man. Whatever the people want to know and whatever you want to know, I'm here for, man.
Okay. So let's start. Let's go ahead and start. Like, are you, when it comes to OVO and when it comes to Aubrey Graham, what's the temperature over there like for you specifically? Because based on what I see now, I'm not really like tapped in fully, but I'm just sprinkled in here and there within terms of watching lives and some videos. And then from some of the things that I'm hearing, my curiosity sparked, like, are you actively trying to get interviews from any of them? Are you trying to get like some sort of content out of them? Like, I'm just trying to see what the temperature is over there.
I've had interviews from I guess like Smiley back in the days. I've interviewed OVO 40. Like I have a short 15-minute interview. I think around episode 400. It was one of those anniversary episodes. So it's not like it's never been done before, right? And I've conducted multiple interviews with non-OVO artists over there at 40 Studios. So The relationship has always been there. And as far as even just the relationship with OVO or just with Drake or whatever, like we've known them since like the early 2000s. So that's that when it comes to that relationship. But as far as like right now, I don't know what the temperature is, bro. I give my point of view on shit. I try to stay as objective as possible within what I just told you, like, you know, the relationships that I do have. And that objectivity sometimes doesn't always go in the best direction because some, you know, I'm a speak my mind.
Yeah, cause like that's the thing, cause like it's real sensitive over there.
I don't know about sensitive, but like, because people don't always like that word. That's kind of a buzzword. But when you're commenting on certain things on a wide scale, or maybe people can deem what you're saying influential, I could understand sometimes people saying, "Yo, bro, like, watch what you say."
No, I hear that. That's not me though. I'm gonna just say that. I actually, funny enough, last year, so a couple months ago, I was reacting to one of We Love Hip Hop's videos, and funny enough, DJ Czar was like in the chat and he wanted to speak. So I had him on Discord with him and Underground Nation, your op. I do know
Okay.
that drama. I do know that, but after that, that's it.
Okay, so here's one thing I want to do now that I even have you here on a live. I've watched a lot of those clips because you tag me in those clips on YouTube, and I go through the YouTube mentions. I see who's mentioned us, who's reacted to any of our videos, and I go and I go take a look. Brother, you've been hella critical of the network or my commentary on shit, and I'm just thinking to myself, what did I do? Like, why this nigga like every video I would be seeing, you'd be like, oh, here we go again. Like as if like I'm just coming up with the most harebrained, wild, insane theories when I was coming up with any of my point of view on anything. And then somewhere along the line, it was a switch. And like now, you know, I seen you in the chat and everything, and I just wanted to know when that switch happened and why you wasn't fucking with me in the first place.
No, okay, so watch this, bet. So this goes back to the one Culture United that you were on. That one, okay. Like way back, like it was at the tail end of the beef. Like I remember you were there. There was Company Man, Curtis King, your other op, was there.
Curtis Queen, yeah.
And there's some friction there. But funny enough, I think if I'm correct, I only had about like 2,000 subscribers around the time, and that's when like some of my videos were starting to fly. And in the chat, like a lot of people that like tapped in with the videos, literally in that chat with 1,000+ people, they're like, "Yo, Flex, why aren't you up there?" I'm like, "What?" Cause I'm speaking truth. So the videos that did like pop off for me, the truth that I was speaking in it, a lot of people were resonating with that. And so when they kind of like compare it, the things that I say with what you're saying on that panel, everyone was like, Is he good? There's not like is he for real right now?
So hold on. Was it because I wasn't saying things that were like anti-Drake?
It's not
pro Kendrick coming from Toronto.
No. So it's not necessarily just like the it's not anti-Drake. It's just the fact that you were kind of like around that time you were kind of hiding from like saying what it is.
But hiding what? Because you guys feel, and you said, and you just said a few minutes ago, maybe less than a minute ago, maybe less than 5 minutes ago, I was speaking the truth based on whose accession right there, or based on whose perception of the truth. Because you're saying I'm saying the truth, that may be your audience in the chat agreeing with you, but that might not necessarily be somebody else's belief.
I see what you're saying. No, so I do remember that time specifically because you were on a different side back then. Because I believe the way you were talking, you're kind of like you're trying to stand in for like Toronto, like nah, we good around here, like it's peaceful around here, on that kind of shit. And in my videos, I was like, bro, it's bullshit.
Okay, but because we have a difference of opinions, your audience is like, you should be up there instead of me. That don't make no sense because the reason I was up there is because of my relationship with Justin Hunt.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. I'm familiar with like the relationship, everything like that. It was like for play in a sense, but like there was still some truth to it, just based on the difference of conversation at that time. That's how I see it. And on top of that, um, with my growth on the channel, like I haven't shied away from my points whatsoever. So I've made a lot of points about the music scene. I've made a lot of points critically about Drake, and then just showing and comparing and contrasting the inconsistencies. And then I've never shied away from that once. I remember a lot of people that I knew, they were killing me for my takes on what I was talking about when it comes to Aubrey. But
Mm.
I stood, like, the thing about it is that I stood on business, right? That's the main thing about it for me.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
when I'm watching your videos and I'm doing the reactions and I'm paying attention to the conversation that y'all are having, I'm like, all right, we got to talk about the inconsistencies now, because you're going ahead and saying one thing over here, and on the other side it's like this, and then
Yes, but I
and
also have different relationships to you than you have with different people in these scenes. I can't really completely speak for your relationships, but I don't know how many DMs you get from Drake after you have a conversation that goes out to a lot of people.
no, that's valid, that's valid, but even then I don't
And I'm not
even.
saying that I'm not saying he's checking me like, oh, watch what you say. No, like sometimes he might be correcting certain points that I've made on a live stream or on my own podcast sometimes. And he's like, no, that's not how it was. That's not how I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting like streamlined information sometimes from the I guess from the horse's mouth himself, pause, and I'm basing my opinions based on that. And I'm not only just using my based on relationships, because I've actually lost relationships within the OVO camp because of my objectivity.
Mm, mm. That, see, me personally, that's just, I I I I see where you're going with that, and I understand that. But where I'm standing, me personally, I could care less. I could care less about them, because there's.
Oh well, that's not a good thing not a good way to think, fam. Because in the end of the day, just because you might not like somebody's musical approach or whatever, it doesn't mean that they might not be a good business asset for you. So you might have some connections over at OVO that might be able to get you a grant, or might be able to freaking put you in to get you a gig, and now you got it like an extra money flow. It's not always about, oh, the music and the integrity of the music. Like, it's the music business, my nigga.
That's valid. That's valid. I like, it's just what I stand for as a person, right? Like,
Hmm.
I can't stand there, witness the inconsistencies, see like the gaps in the talk, and then just ignore that and just look at things blindly. That's me. Right? Like, there's like, it's one thing that you're this artist and there's not much to show for it. And I'm not talking catalog. I'm talking just like outside of the borders of that. Right? Like, I've had the conversations after Drake, who's next? And I've happily said nobody. I've had numerous conversations about the integrity of the music scene here. I've had numerous conversations on this channel about just what the scene's looking like, the temperature. This dates back to like when I first started. All this talk that I've been doing dates back to since when I first started, damn near 2 years ago.
And is this Drake's fault?
It's not about whose fault it is. It's just like, we need leadership. And when I see someone like Aubrey at the top, yeah, that's great. But regardless if you like it or not, you're that leader. You have to show that kind of leadership now.
Okay, so as opposed to who? Give me an example of the other person who should set the example for Aubrey to do that leadership type of moves.
Shoot, Jay-Z. Plain and simple. That's the easy one.
Okay, and he put on a bunch of people from New York.
He put on like some of his friends. I'm not saying like everybody. But he's put on
It's
so
like
much friends. Like the thing is like when you're looking at like the American scene, you'll notice that every certain like celebrity in music, in hip hop, in rap, they have their groups that they're bringing in. They have they have these sets of individuals that are here, and you put them in position to win. Same thing if you're looking at New York now. There's a multitude of sectors that's put on their own people. Like you look at Fat Joe
yes.
individually, you look at Jadakiss individually, Jay-Z individually, Busta Rhymes individually, Fabulous individually, Jim Jones individually, and the list goes on.
They put on like a bunch of different people from their city.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's unpack that. And there's one thing that you also, before we even unpack that, let's separate it into two different parts.
Okay.
You're speaking about America. So, for example, like when Jay-Z goes and signs Bleak, okay, boom, he signed somebody fresh from his borough. He's from Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You know, he didn't sign Sauce Money, but like he put Sauce Money on a bunch of shit, also New York artist.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he started to really start signing artists, he was like, okay, he signed a bunch of guys from Philly, and he signed a guy from Chicago, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going through the whole of America as far as his picking process. When we're talking about Drake, a lot of the times we're talking about this Toronto scene in competition with the whole of America, and we're not even thinking about all of these other places like Vancouver and Regina and Nova Scotia and all these different places. Those are not even in our mind when we're talking about the whole hip hop scene a lot of the times, especially us over here in Toronto with and this is speaking from a non-Toronto born man with our sense of Toronto is the center of the fucking universe, which it isn't, but for all intents and purposes, I know people feel that way. That whole scene can't compete with the 350 million population and whatever amount of rappers that come from the whole of America. We can maybe go state for state. We can say, okay, Toronto versus New York or Toronto versus Atlanta. But most of the time, we put Toronto in this position where it's like we act like we're speaking about the whole of Canada when we're really speaking about Toronto, and we're competing against the whole country.
Yeah.
That's not even fair. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to Drake or all these different people that you talk about that have put on people, with the exception of Jay-Z and Rockefeller, which I just made an example of, they put on most of those people that were successful who they put on weren't even from their own city, right? A Jim Jones who put on a plethora of different people from New York, all of them niggas is bums now, with no offense. I won't even call them bums. They all drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? They're not Bird Gang. Like J.R. Ryder's not getting no residuals off of Bird Gang mixtapes from back in the days or his own mixtapes. Like all that shit is Dat Piff bullshit. He broke. Same thing with Hell Rel, all of them niggas. The only people who's prospering from those guys is Jimmy to a degree because he can't keep his power on.
Oh no.
and Cameron. So as far as that example of, okay, this guy put on a whole bunch of New York artists that failed. Okay, so did he really put them on, or like they just fattened up their team so it would look good, but they only really focused, only 3 guys out of the whole thing really had deals. It was Jimmy, Jewels, and Cam. And Jimmy had an independent deal. So only 2 of them had real deals. So that's a bad example. Who else did you mention? Maybe you could mention like a QC that put on a bunch of different like Atlanta artists that were all successful, like Lil Baby, the Migos, and Yachty. That would be like the best example of somebody who just kept it strictly to their state or their city, and they put on mostly people from that, and they were all successful. Everybody else, as far as the Americans, they can't just stay in their own state if they want to have like a successful label. They branch out to other places. Now with Drake, when he starts branching out of the center of the universe, Toronto, no offense to the other artists in other places, but the amount of choices get really sparse, brother, and you know this.
Okay, cool. So Smiley is a good choice then.
I don't think he's the best choice, and that's why they're not always so happy with me. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a great artist and everything like that. But as far as somebody who they want to push globally as a rap artist who's going to be able to take them to the next level and be on the top of the charts independent of having Drake on the song, no, he's not the right choice.
Smiley's
and because I say shit, not for the objective to take him out of the hood and be able to help his family. Yeah, that's the right choice for them, and they were able to do that for him. You know what I'm saying? Was their intentions to make him a global, worldwide artist? Do you really think so?
No, not at
Okay,
all.
so
You can't.
so if that's yeah, but the thing is, and I'll say even myself included, because we expect that anything that Drake or the Drake associated under their label, their intentions is to make them worldwide global artists. Maybe their intentions were just to change his life and get him out of the hood, give him a couple of songs that he can just live with for life, and he can just go on there and be easy.
That's valid, but we need competitors.
So I've said this before as well. Like maybe he can go pick up like a Toby or somebody else. Yeah, that's a good thing. Maybe he could do that. Maybe they can do that. But at the same time, I've also been on the side of, and this is why sometimes they don't like my opinions. It doesn't always fare well for somebody to sign to OVO.
Yeah, that's another thing. Cause look at the
where's Major Jordan?
Right, yeah,
Division's not there no more.
Exactly, he's gone. He's with Jermaine Dupri now.
Exactly. Major Jordan, they're on a milk box somewhere.
Yeah.
Missing. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So it's not like, okay, well, sign to OVO. That means you're signed to Drake, which is not true. You know what I'm saying? And now your life's going to change and you're going to be an international artist.
Hell no.
Yeah, you're going to get some good motion and everything like that, but you might also be able to get that motion independently.
Okay, great. So if we're looking at OVO, and then I'm not going to lie, like we're going to eventually get into this territory, but when we look at PG Lang, and I'm looking at what they're doing with Baby Keem, like, my God, it's night and day.
Okay, and who else?
I see where you're going because
no. And who else? Because if you're gonna go through the OVO catalog,
so what was pardon?
If you're gonna go through the OVO catalog, even with what I just said, Party Next Door is an international star. He just came off of a #1 album that Drake gave him.
The talent has gone down in recent years, if I'm gonna be honest.
Also, he wrote work for Rihanna.
I'm not talking about what he wrote. I'm talking about the songs that he's put out. Like the last project.
I don't know because I don't listen to his shit, so I don't know.
I listen from time to time. Like his older projects is damn near S tier, right? Those are what's flying around the world. But it's the recent tracks that are not.
Are you talking about from some sexy songs for you?
No. Honestly, even then, like what there's only like 3-4 songs moving from that album. That album has over 20 songs, no?
Yeah, somewhere roughly about 20 songs.
And honestly, it's right now it's just mainly Nokia, and then Nokia's losing its heat. So
yeah, and also keep in mind Nokia became a hit while being suppressed by a label that he's actually suing and currently suing.
Oh, you want to?
Or trying to appeal a lawsuit.
you want to talk about that lawsuit? But let me stay focused on Nokia for a second, because Nokia, half the song is not even his.
What do you mean? It's a somebody else that they stole it from or something?
It's not. I'm not saying stealing or anything, but the footage is out there of the kid making the other part of Nokia. Now I don't know what kind of deal has gone in, but like I'm looking at that, I'm just like, okay, so you made like half the track at that point.
Lex, don't make me do this, bro, because I've covered all of these different things, bro, and then like I have to be like rehashing. Like, and I don't have access to like pull up videos like on my own stream and stuff. So like, they already debunked that, bro. Like, and Drake reached out to his peoples, and he's gotten his writing credit, and all that shit is all. They're all good with that, bro.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not speaking in the sense of like stealing. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said that. I'm just looking at it. I'm just like, okay, like the song is like I said, half the song is yours because the other kid, like he put this other part together. And if you reached out and got like him on the writing credits and everything, that's great. I'm just looking at the integrity of the skill set and the talent. That's mainly
He's working in the music business. This is the problem that I think you and a lot of fans don't understand. Your guy that you guys put on a pedestal so high maybe not doing certain things on the same degree. So everybody who might be watching this later, don't get crazy. He might not be in there like doing the same collaboration process on the same degree as Drake, but Kendrick collaborates too.
Yeah,
Holy shit. Man's
I'm
act
not
like Kendrick don't
discrediting.
get hooks,
No,
melodies, friggin' song ideas, songs that are floating around in the industry that were supposed to go to this guy or go to that guy, ends up on Kendrick's or TDE or PG Lang's desk, and they say, okay, well, we'll take the song. Like that happens over there too. They're not like whatchamacallit, exempt from doing the different things that are in the music business just because he's Kendrick and has a picture with a freaking crown of thorns. Like,
but no. So check
bro,
this out. I was never even saying that to begin with. I'm not speaking about this side does it and this side don't. I'm not even close to alluding to that. I'm mainly focusing on how well you can put tracks together. Has Kendrick done that? Yes. But at the same time, when it comes to him putting music together, it shows.
he also put out music at a way different clip. You see that, right? So one man, like for example, for To Pimp Butterfly, he went in the studio with George Clinton and those guys. He got the Parliament, got together. They probably, a lot of those ideas are just Kendrick kind of adding on to like a whole Parliament flip in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But they collaborated and made a beautiful project together. And then he had songs with Pharrell, with R. Wright, and different songs like that that were all in there. That, you know, it could have just been him and Pharrell working in the studio together. Pharrell does the whole hook on the goddamn song. So
Okay.
maybe Pharrell, as we've seen in past processes, came into the studio with the beat and said, "This is what the hook is. Add 2 verses and let's call it a night and go to the freaking bar." Like everybody does the same shit, bro, just maybe in different ways. I'll tell you something. Even when the whole ghostwriting thing got exposed with Drake, right? And Meek and all those guys were like, "Oh, you guys got this guy Quentin Miller." The same Quentin Miller who I interviewed and was interviewed by Rory and Mal that said that Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill were pressing him because he wouldn't work for them. So these guys who are so mad at Drake for having a quote-unquote ghostwriter were also mad at his said ghostwriter for not doing ghostwriting for them and threatened the man's life because he's not ghostwriting for them. And then what? Beat him down in the freaking Nike store because he wouldn't ghostwrite for them. So then all of these guys are guilty. And this guy's the same Dirty Braids guy who's the super freestyler. He would never. Oh, Meek would never. Yes, he would. And he pressed the man for it.
I'm not worried about Meek Mill if I'm gonna be honest with you, because
I'm just making an example.
No, I don't disagree. That's a good example for Meek Mill because honestly, I'm not really tapped in with Meek Mill no more since like how long ago? I tap in every now and then for his music, but in terms of just like being on the what's it called, the fan, be a part of the fan base or whatever, I'm not really there. I'm just there for the sake of the music. If I heard he had a good track, he had a good track. I remember he put out a 2-piece or an EP back in the day, and I believe it had songs like Pain Away and Think It's a Game. Those are like my 2 favorite songs from Meek Mill. But that was
okay.
That was like,
and don't forget Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj
don't forget
too.
Nicki
I'm
Minaj in that story.
I'm right there with you with that as well. That's why I'm not worried about that. But if we're
but keep that in mind. Hold on.
Okay.
But now that you have this information, like I don't know if you heard the story before, or this is the first time you're hearing it.
I've covered
now that you have this
information.
So moving forward, hearing any of their songs, are you thinking maybe somebody else might have wrote that shit?
Honestly, no.
Or it doesn't matter. It doesn't. So then, why does it fucking matter for Drake?
Because okay, bet. Let's talk then. So it's just the ego. It's that ego. It's nasty.
I just gave you an example of 2 people who have massive egos. You said if you found out, now that you heard that they might have ghostwriters, it doesn't matter to you, but it matters so much for Drake. Why? Answer that.
Because I'm critical about Canada, and I want to see Canada to be the greatest without being stupid or moving like an idiot. Plain and simple.
Being the greatest means him writing all his songs from head to toe?
We already know he has ghostwriters though.
No, but did that make him the greatest because he wrote his songs from head to toe? I'm trying to figure out what's not making him the greatest already.
Hey man, I'm just looking at it from a different lens, plain and simple. That's
What's
just
not
that's
making
how
him
I
the greatest
see it.
already?
That's plainly how I see it. Honestly,
he has the biggest numbers. He has songs that are great songs, no matter, and that might be a matter of opinion, but he has so much songs that you can't even deny how many of them are great songs, even if you don't like all of them. He has the influence. He has put on a plethora of people, whether they're Canadian or not, from the quote-unquote Drake stimulus package. What is it that is not equating him to greatness? Or even almost greatest of all time? He surpassed Jay-Z musically. In sales, of course. He's probably lapping Jay-Z almost at this point.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'm looking at it from a different lens because even on this channel, we've broken down the statistics. And the statistics show it's not the newer tracks that's making him hot. It's his old shit. The new songs are not flying. Plain and simple.
Same with Jay.
With who?
Same with Jay.
Oh, I'm not worried about Jay-Z. Jay-Z's
yeah, but if we were to make
Jay-Z's not a big three though. I'm looking at Cole, Kendrick, and Drake.
Okay, so then out of the big three, okay, and let's take Kendrick out of this. Let's use your man Cole. What out of the new catalog is really doing the heavy lifting?
Nothing.
They might delete Letter. No, that's not doing his sales. That's not keeping his sales up.
Well, he did sell some units off of that. Regardless if you're looking at the trunk sales or not.
The heavy lifting of his catalog is probably coming from Forest Hill Drive.
I don't disagree. That's definitely a S tier album. I can happily say that.
Look how many years ago that was. That album's like over 10 years ago, fam.
Yeah, that's like what, 2014?
Yes. And maybe KOD might be helping to like add some extra M's to his catalog. You know what I'm saying? As far as money's and what it's worth. But like, to be honest, like the bulk of the money that's coming in from J. Cole's full catalog with a lot of albums in them is from the Forest Hill Drive album. And maybe the album right before that had the TLC song and all that on it. I keep on forgetting the name of that album, but one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like a lot of these guys, like they're living off of legacy catalog. And Drake puts out way more shit than all of these guys.
I don't disagree, but I'm still looking at the older catalog because the newer music's not hitting. From what? I'd say from past Scorpion, what was that, More Life? More Life going to today.
More Life was before Scorpion.
More Life came out before Scorpion?
Yeah.
Okay, so from Scorpion going up, what was after Scorpion? CLB? Certified Lover Boy?
CLB.
Yeah, so from that up, no. Those songs are not flying. And even Scorpion I look at funny because we've already debunked on this channel talking about how that was the album that they definitely pushed. 100%.
I'm not going to disagree with you, fam. I'm in agreement with you when it comes to that.
They pushed the hell out of Scorpion, and I hate that.
Yeah, but that's when, he was the darling. You know what I'm saying? The label was getting everything they wanted. This is prior to them giving them the big 400 million or whatever they quoted that number at. And everything was lovely. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, he started giving them, with all due respect, if any of those guys see that, he started giving them the mid.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I know.
I got $400 million. You need me to give you 10, just for conversation's sake and a round number, 10 albums. I got that.
Yeah.
Like as a drug dealer, like you might have 5 of them that are hot, but if you put some cut on it, now I got 10 of them. So he gave them some stepped on albums. Stepped on the product a little bit. You know what I mean? Diluted them. Gave you a little bit of filler here and there. I did call some of my friends and get them to come in and do some features, but they ain't give me the feature like the Lil Durk feature that he got on CLB,
Mhm.
that girls like girls, like it wasn't like that wasn't that Dirk. It was a stepped
Mhm.
on Dirk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got a little put a little cut in there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm dead. But either way, like for me personally, what I do over here on this channel, I'm looking at the numbers. I'm really focusing on numbers because one thing I say over here is that the numbers definitely do tell a story, and I do pay attention to when the numbers are put out. I pay attention to what specific numbers that they're putting out, and I also pay attention to what's going on with Spotify and Billboard because their numbers as well. I look at that and I'm just like, there's something going on there. Because ever since I found out that Billboard is the one that's controlling the streams and how much a stream weighs, I'm looking at everything different.
Well, that's just all antiquated in the end of the day, bro. That's just all for us to be able to look and be like, oh, he's the most popping. In the end of the day, it's like if we are able to see their raw numbers, then cool, that's the most popping person.
Mm-hmm.
But in all actuality, who is you really hearing the most is what matters. When you're outside, whether you're going to the jam or you're actually just in regular life and you're hearing stuff playing on a PA in a store or whatever, who is getting in your ears the most is what matters
That
to them
equates.
as the artist, and to us really as the consumer. Like, who do we hear the most, and who do we like it or we don't like it? Am I gonna go buy that shit and then consume it on my own in the car and listen to a full album of them or put them in a playlist? Like, that's all that really matters. All them other numbers that people show, the stats and all that, that's just for us to argue over.
Yes, but that's the thing though. I'm not looking at the most streaming numbers per se. I'm looking at the numbers past that. Those are the numbers that I'm focusing more on, right? So
Mm.
when I compare it to the artist, and mind you, what you were saying about who you hear the most, that equates to what you hear out there socially, right? That's like a social numeric number that they're trying to put together to say that, oh, of course you're gonna hear Drake more, which is rightfully so because his catalog is far more larger than Kendrick's. But when we come down to the quality and the and music that has like integrity, that's a different story.
Well, those are also two different things because quality and what has integrity is you can have both can be the same thing and they can also be individual things, right? But the reason why you're hearing all of this Drake music all over the place, besides, don't get it twisted, I know that the label helps. That's what they're there for. But it
Nice.
wouldn't be playing everywhere and the DJs wouldn't be running it if he wasn't making everywhere friendly music. Like, the man knows how to make a song that will bop in freaking a resort somewhere, like that song Grease, which I hate.
Yeah.
I hate that fucking song. But it's not for me. It's for when somebody's on a
Yeah.
resort somewhere and they're drinking their Mai Tai and they're like, whatever the damn song, and he sings in Arabic and shit. Like, I don't like that shit, but he's doing something for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, if you're able to do that, to me, that's a talent in itself. Not
So-
anybody can do that.
So wouldn't that make him a pop star more than a rap artist?
No, because his main vehicle of how he came in was rap.
Was
If it
not
was one
R&B?
thing where, oh, you're talking to the guy who knew Drake before he got on the radio. He didn't get in the cipher when every man was there spitting bars and got in the cipher and say, he didn't do it. We didn't even know he could do all of that until like 2 years later of him putting out music, brother.
I don't know, man. From what I see online.
No. I know, because I'm telling you from when I was there. Fuck online. I'm talking
Okay.
about when
All right.
there wasn't when social media wasn't popping like that. That's what we knew Drake as a rapper. When he came out with the song there with homie their replacement girl, he even had a next man singing the hook for him.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even open that chamber yet. And then he started singing. And then it becomes, oh, he's an R&B singer, pop star, because he got so successful at opening that next chamber. But for the longest time when he was introduced to us and he was sending shots at freaking Aristo and the whole team over there, R.I.P. Little the General and all that, man's like, They were rapping. We didn't have one inkling that this guy could sing, bro. We didn't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So that, in all intents and purposes, that makes him a rapper that can do a whole bunch of other shit. And then guess what? He's influenced a whole bunch of people, besides Kanye West as well, influenced a whole bunch of people to not only just be rappers, you better be a rapper and know how to do some other shit, or you're just ain't gonna fly. You ain't gonna get close to where Drake is.
What are your thoughts on the shift in music?
Like which shift? What part? Because where you are now, or the shift that we're talking about from before?
The shift now, like where music's going.
It's kind of sad. I think it's not a problem only with the music, because the quality of the music obviously isn't as good as it used to be.
Of course.
As somebody who's come from like even like my heyday in the early 2000s where lyrics was like at the forefront. So obviously the music quality isn't as good, and we have way more of it to choose from. But there's also way more things, and I feel bad for artists in this aspect. They have way more things to compete for as far as attention. So I hate using this term back in my day, but back in my day, we didn't have to compete with what's going on social media, what's happening with I don't know, H3H3, or what's drama's happening with Mr. Beast, and then, what's Icy Springer up to, and all of the other people who are in our local scene, and, what's academics doing. Like, we just had to compete with who's the better rapper than me, and whose music is doing more sales. So the rappers are only competing with each other, is what my point is. Now they're competing with each other. They're competing with Kai. They're worried if academics is mad at them, and he starts shitting on them on live stream for a couple of hours. Like, they're competing with so much, the attention of so much other people. Like, I don't even know where they're gonna go from here, because now they're doing stupid shit to get attention so that people can listen to their music, and they're still not listening to their music.
But okay, I see where you're going. I agree with you that the landscape has definitely gotten tougher, but at the same time, the landscape has undeniably gotten easier, because one thing that artists need to focus on is just making their sales.
Okay.
So,
But how do you get people to know that you exist so that they'll go buy your shit?
That's the part where, like, you don't need the academics. That's the part where you don't even need to be like to like forcibly put yourself out there. All you need to do is focus on yourself, focus on your craft, focus on your music, making sure that you have music that has S tier quality. So you make sure you get your mixing and mastering right. You got to make sure that your catalog is undeniable, so that when you build that fan base, regardless if it's off TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, wherever, when you are building, all you got to do is focus on the lanes that you are putting your music on. And all you, like, literally at one point when you want to put out an album, put the link out, drop the link. Because if you really have a fan base, they rock with your music and they F with you heavy, they're going to buy your song. They're going to buy your songs. Staying away from La Russell, because that's damn near the La Russell method, because there's something wrong with him with the nonsense he was talking about. I already covered that. But the independent route is possible now.
I'm not saying that it isn't, but there's still the competition that you need to for attention. So now, being an independent artist, you don't have the option of having like a social media specialist working for you. You might have to be your own social media manager, right? So, yes, once you've checked all of those boxes that you just mentioned as far as making the music and making sure that it's of quality sonically and just content-wise as far as the music, and those boxes are very easy to check these days as far as the sonics, because you can get a lot of that like cleaned up with AI and like programs that do a lot of shit for you. So cool. Now, all right, I've concentrated on that part. I have the best music that if anybody hears this, they can't deny it. They will buy it. They'll say, where's the link to get the whole album? Now I need to go find these people. And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, again, it goes back to the competition. I'm trying to find these people to let them know that I'm the sickest artist in the world. But right now, there's 40,000 people watching Aiden Ross do a stream, and there's nobody on my stream. So it's like, how do I get people to my stream? Maybe I might need to go holler at Aiden and see if he can post my music, or No Jumper, and see if I can get my music posted over there.
That's
Wherever the attention's at, let me see if I can get something over there, because like nobody's paying attention to me on my own. My audience is like 500 people who follow me, and I follow 5,000.
But at that point, before you even have to do any of that, one thing I didn't say yet is that you also have to build a team. Once you build your team, then that's actually going to be easier. But at the end of the day, for artists now, one thing that kind of sucks is that they got to be content creators.
That's just my point. And the team building,
Yeah.
it's not as easy to build a team. To just believe in my dream. I'm gonna be the biggest artist in the world. And then your 4-3 homies that, are around you are like, okay, bet. I'll do whatever it takes to get you there. Come on. How many times did that fucking happen, bro? You gotta pay people to be on your team, and if you're still at the bottom, you can't afford it.
No. I don't disagree, but at the same time, like, there are numerous artists out there that are actually making money off their music without even people knowing their name. You don't, like,
Yes.
When you say being the biggest artist in the world, that's socially. A lot of people are doing that without that even in their title. They're making music for their audience, and it's working, and we don't even know their names.
Yeah, because the internet is a big place.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they've accumulated at least maybe 50,000 followers. It might not be on one platform. It might be on platforms combined, but they've put together at least 50,000 of those people, and a percentage of those are willing to spend, and this is an average that people bring up in the industry all the time. Let's say 5% of those 50,000 people are willing to spend $100 on them a year. So cool. What's 5% of 50,000? 10% of 50,000 is 5,000. So 2,500 people willing to spend $100 on your year. That's $25,000. Boom, you're making an extra $25,000 a year from music. From those people, and those people who are willing to spend $100, they're willing to spend it in the form of maybe downloading certain things that you've, as far as your music, maybe buying a piece of merch or a ticket to a concert. But they're willing, because they're your fans, to spend $100 a year. $100 a year for one person is not a lot, because they fuck with somebody. But if you can increase that number from 2,500 to 25,000, now you're making $250,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? But that increase of 25,000 means you have 100,000 or a little bit more people who are following you unilaterally. Am I going too crazy for you, or do you get what I'm saying with these numbers?
I completely understand what you're saying. Don't worry, I dwell in this realm. This ain't foreign language to me. I get it.
Hold on, I'm reading this comment here. He needs to stop with the BS. T-Pain started the singing and rapping way before Drake came into the picture. I can't stand when people lie for no reason. Listen, I hate when people jump in comments and act like I wasn't there. I'm saying this with also knowing that T-Pain started the freaking singing and not really rapping. He was just a singer. He was a rapper turned singer. Like, shut the fuck up, man.
Hey, not too much on Shanice. Not too much.
He was a rapper turned singer, so like he barely rapped. He we mostly heard T-Pain, especially when the songs that came out, because I wasn't listening to his albums. All of the songs that came out on the radio or in the club were him singing. So I wasn't like, oh, T-Pain rapped, he did a verse, and then he just sang his own hook. No, that's the complete different thing. Like, don't be disingenuous.
Okay, we understand, but not too much on Shanice, man. Come on, around here.
No, because I don't like comments with conviction, like, oh, you're so dumb, don't you know? Like, no, I do know.
Hey,
I know more than a lot of people.
Hey, just see it and just keep going with it, bro. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, like literally, that's where I started. Like, a lot of people are ready to jump, bro. Like, but not too much on her. Not too much.
Sorry, shorty, but like, yeah.
Come on, man. See, I take care of my peoples around here. I make sure,
You see, the thing is, a lot of people just look at me as some podcaster that just started, and I've been podcasting for like 9 years, so it's not even just some new podcaster. I'm not just I've been in the music industry for a lot of years prior to me podcasting. So a lot of the things that I'm saying, it's not just from just being around and loving music. is from being on the inside of the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
People give me information that work in the offices. I
Mm-hmm.
deal with people from all three labels throughout the time before getting into the podcast game, and now because of that, before that, I deal with them in the podcast game. So I'm not just talking on my ass a lot of times. I'm talking up from like knowledge and experience.
I'm simply just an individual that wants to learn more about the industry. And I'm on Google, I'm reading articles. On YouTube, I'm looking at certain people from the industry specifically. And simply on this channel, what I'm doing is that the information that I am receiving, I'm using that information in different conversations and different reaction videos that I am doing on this channel. That's simply it. Um, I
Hold
am
on,
somebody. Sorry, pardon.
your audience is getting upset,
Oh, I know.
bro.
I know. Why do you think I started, brother? Why do you think I started talking? I told you they ready to jump, bruh. Like it's not a joke. They serious over here, bruh. But I'm
I'm
just
sorry
simply
that I spoke in that ranty Friday Ricky Dread tone. Okay, what's her name over here?
Shanice, man. We got Slay Queen.
Denise,
Hey,
right?
I
My
respect my
bad,
people.
ladies. Okay, I speak harshly. I'm my audience, and listen, no offense to you, my audience isn't as coddled. So sometimes somebody gets in my chat and they get cooked.
Mm-hmm. I cook different around here. I cook more with facts than just like raging, like you know what I'm saying. I tend to
Yeah,
stay
yeah,
away
yeah,
from the
yeah.
raging, but I'm just simply
You
here
don't
to
keep
learn.
you don't keep the stove. You don't keep the stove as high.
Oh, brother, no, I cook on minimum. Like I take my time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. But
Holy
I'm simply
shit.
here to learn the industry and hopefully one day work in it because I really think I can do some actual like give some actual help insight on how to build artists because I do have a marketing and advertising background. I have a PR background. I'm well familiar with branding. Like I really do believe that I can be an actual asset within with the knowledge that I have learned from school and outside of school.
You know the thing is, bro, you're already in it, man.
Mm.
I've said this multiple times, and I've said this to Drake and them, man. There's no gatekeepers in this game. So when people are like, "Oh, well, I need to get past, I need that OVO cosign or whatever," no, you don't.
I'm not worried
Nobody
about
needs
that.
shit. I'm just saying
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
them
yeah.
as
No,
an
I get, I
example,
get
or
it.
anybody, any of these guys at the offices, Universal, Sony, any of them, fuck them all.
Mm,
Okay, as long as you got internet connection, brother,
mm,
and you can hook up your cameras, you can get into the industry.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? You build up your fan base, or you build up your followers, and you keep on learning as much as you can. You're breaking stories, interviewing people, and spreading knowledge and moving the culture forward. You are now part of the music industry. You know
mm,
what I'm saying? Because then you're going to start building influence, and then different labels are going to be hitting you up like, yo, can I get my artist on your show because I see you cooking over there.
mm,
So like, you I've already joined, you're just still on the ground floor building your way up, but you're
mm,
in it already.
mm. Hey, all I'm saying is that they're gonna fear me when it comes to these interviews because I don't play around in interviews, huh? Like I give what I need to give, so the entertainment, comedic factor. But when I start to like get into their heads, when I really start to ask those questions, oh no, it can get dangerous.
Well, that's all on you, you know what I'm saying? Because as somebody, even though I have an industry background, I've never been on the inside.
Mm,
I've never worked I've worked with these labels and they've contracted me for shit, but I've never worked for any of the labels as far as like Universal or in the offices.
mm,
So for them to still be working with me now is because I've been able to build my own shit. They don't
mm,
give me nothing. I can't expect anything from them. They can't give me a bag unless I've built my value up to the point where they can send me a bag for my services. Other
mm,
than that, I wouldn't. The only reason I have a podcast is because I work so hard.
mm,
You feel me? Like I put out content every single day, brother.
mm,
Like at least 3 video clips a day, maybe 4 shorts. We drop 2 episodes a week. I do a live stream once a week for about 3, sometimes 5 hours. Like we do a lot of content, and we've interviewed at least 700 people, with 90% of them or 80% of them being in Canada or Toronto. So like that, the industry didn't give me that. I and me and my team put that shit together. You feel me? So that we would make, and now we're valuable to them motherfuckers in the industry. And if I want to tell them to fuck themselves, I can do that. And if I don't, I can do that as well, because I run my own shit. Fuck the industry.
Hey, bro, I see it. I'm trying to build myself up to be upstanding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
That's why even when we were talking behind the scenes, I was like, man, fire up this live, bro. Let's make some content, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then clip this bitch up and freaking make 100 clips out of it. I don't care, bro. That's what I'm here for.
Hey, bro, it's cool. It's cool. I know you got to get out of here because it's like 37 right now.
Yes, sir.
You got to prepare, but hey, I thank you for pulling up. You know, hey, I don't know, but maybe first of many, because knowing me with the things I'm talking about over here, there's gonna be a lot of conversations. So if you,
I fuck with you.
Oh, pardon?
I fuck with you, Flex. I fuck with you, Flex. And you have what a lot of people are missing these days, and like you're holding on to it. The I word, integrity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have it too, and it doesn't show as well because I get deep into the fuckery, but I still have integrity. But like, yours is like stamped on your shoulder. You feel me? So I definitely need to have you up on the network so that we can spotlight you and put you onto a bigger audience so that people can see what integrity looks like, bro.
Shit, say less. I'm with it. I'm ready.
Yeah, man. We're gonna make it happen. We'll talk behind the scenes.
Is there? Appreciate it.
All right.
All right, man. Take care.
Peace, brother.
Have a great day.
You too, man.
Thank you. Hey, Shanice, you all right? Well, I'll make sure I check on Shanice and Slay Queen. Like I said, I take care of my people around here. So I'll make sure y'all are all right. You know? Surprise. First of all, I'm back. All right, let's just start that real quick. I'm back. Okay? And I'm back with a bang. Like, god damn. My ass is back with a bang, nigga. Shit. Holy, y'all doing good though. Everyone all right? Everyone good. I wanted to make sure we had that one-on-one. I know King Hammer. Let me say this real quick. King Hammer, I know you were ready. But you had to stand down, gang. I'm telling you. I'm sorry that I disconnected you because I knew you were ready to talk, bro. But I wanted to make sure that was a one-on-one because I wanted to have that talk to hear him. You see what I'm saying? I wanted to hear what he had to say because I already knew he's got a lot of information on the inside. So that one was more about hearing what he wanted to say. Right? I know y'all were ready. Don't get it twisted. I know. But we needed to hear him first before we speak. You see what I'm saying? It's all good, bro. It's all good. You about to drop a diss track with Corey Guns? That's hilarious. Hey, Josh, man, I had to surprise y'all, bro. You see that? What the F you said? That's the surprise. Like, that's the surprise, bro. Listen, I give out treats around here. You know what I'm saying? I give out treats. That was a treat. Bro, that was a treat, bro. You can't say I don't give out gifts. You see me? Like, yeah, bro. Telling you, Noah. For real, man. You were baffled? I know. Hey, Shanice, what can I say? What can I say? You know? There's a lot of different individuals out there that have their own points. His points comes with history and experience through his eyes, right? So, hey, I just wanted to hear. Cause y'all know me, I talk a lot. But I wanted to, that was a moment where I'm like, I want to hear what he has to say. Because a lot of times, like when we're going through these conversations, we're going through these videos, and we're sitting down together, and we're hearing different sides. This was a side I wanted to hear. This was a side I really wanted to hear. So this why it was a little different this time, right? So it is what it is. I just want to make sure Shanice is all right. I want to make sure Slay Queen is good because I know over on his channel, he cooks on the stove on high. Over here we cook with medium. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't simmer, but we don't burn. You see what I'm saying? We cook good food around here. Okay, quality dish. Oh my goodness. We got to talk about J. Cole though. So since I'm here already, we might as well go ahead and continue. Because the funny enough, my intention with that conversation was not to go live. He said to go live, right? So I'm like, hey, that's what's up. But let's keep going because we got to talk about J. Cole. So let me go ahead and get these videos ready real quick because we got to talk about Jermaine. All right, we got to talk about Jermaine real quick. Also, let me get the chat up. Real quick. Got to talk about Jermaine. Because Jermaine Cole, that man is like a professional middleman. You see what I'm saying? Like he's a A1 S tier middleman. Yeah, Slay Queen, I've been going through some things, man. Girl, I got hacked. But I'm back. You know what I'm saying? All right, we got some talking to do. J. Cole. Whose video do I want to watch first? Oh, by the way, did y'all watch I don't know if y'all watched it, but I put out a video from the Nadeska interview with J. Cole. I put that video out. I put out a couple videos over the weekend. I know yesterday I put out some shorts last minute because I was trying to figure out what video I wanted to react to without like going into my videos for today. So I put out some shorts last night. What else? I put out some videos. I know I put out one for J. Cole. Let me just say this. If you haven't heard me say this yet, let me just start by saying J. Cole needs a therapist. And if he's gonna continue to have like interviews and everything, J. Cole needs media training. All right? Those are two things J. Cole needs as of right now. He needs a therapist and media training. Because from the Nadeska video alone, from the Nadeska interview alone, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, bro, you're saying too much. We didn't need to know what your wife was doing at the moment when you decided to apologize to Kendrick. She stood there and she cried because she knew how much we didn't need that. Okay, let's just go ahead and say that first. We didn't need that. All right? Cause it's just nah, bro, that's ridiculous. Oh my God. Is that Judy? What's up, Judy? How you doing? I know, listen, I know the notifications have been weird. I know. Notifications around here, man, I ain't gonna lie, it's pissing me off. Because the fact that I have all this ish and there's zero like notifications, I'm just like, bro, what's going on? So J. Cole and Cameron, they're gonna have the interview didn't come out yet, if I'm correct. So I know there's a little promo or something that they spoke about. So let me go ahead and get the Vils video up first. I'm gonna switch my screen in a second. I'm just getting these videos ready. What else? What else, man? What else? It's mainly just J. Cole. I think the Breakfast Club, if I'm correct, they had a little talking about it. Your notification came from Josh. What's good, Alex? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, so I posted the from when I posted the live link in Discord, that was y'all notification. Cause if I didn't do that, you guys wouldn't even gotten a notification. So shoot, let's go ahead and say that first. So I have the Breakfast Club, I have the Ville, and who's this? Chigs. Now I don't know about Chigs no more because I ain't gonna lie, we Chigs been losing us. If I'm gonna be honest, Chigs been losing us. Oh, Tiff wasn't even here. Yo, Tiff wasn't even here. She gonna wake up and be like, "What?" Real quick though, real quick. So I don't know when this is going to happen, but I'm waiting on Joe Budden to drop the video. Joe Budden and Ray Daniels. Well, Ray Daniels was on the Joe Budden podcast, and I'm not gonna lie, Ray Daniels was saying some shit a lot of people need to hear. Not the part about Aubrey too much, but there was a lot of details in what Ray Daniels was saying on the Joe Budden podcast that needs to be talked about. There's some things in there, the kind of like the secrets behind like the music industry and what it takes for them to maintain an S tier artist. There's some information there that might hurt a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm waiting till that episode unless I can find the clips on Twitter. But I'm waiting for that. When that comes out, oh my God, I can't wait to react to that. Because I just want to see what everybody thinks from after they hear what they hear. There's a lot there, I'm not going to lie. that impression of Tiff was stopped on. That's hilarious. Oh my God. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? Welcome back to the Flex Mind Network. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I hope everyone's having a good Monday so far. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. We're gonna have some fun this stream. It's been a minute. I'm back, you know. After that little situation with my email, I'm back. I'm locked in. Still trying to recover accounts right now. I'm just waiting on some replies from Is that Tiff? Girl, what are you doing?
Like the raper.
Girl, what are you doing?
Are you lying?
I am.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I love it. I love it so much, bruh. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. That was funny. Holy, man. That's what I'm talking about. I missed this. I missed this. God damn, bro. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I missed this so much. Y'all don't get it, bro. This is amazing. Like, oh, first of all, let me get out of this. Hold on, let me get out of this call real quick. Oh, here come King. What's good?
And this is exactly why you close your stuff.
Nigga, I was literally just about to get out, bruh. Shit. Like. Oh my God, that was funny. Oh shit, nah, you don't understand how funny that is. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. Oh my God, hey, let's We got a job to do today. Oh my goodness. Yo, NK, you came late. Yo, listen, y'all came late. Yo, Tiff, NK, I got a surprise for y'all, but you missed it. All right, I have a surprise for you guys, but you missed it because Friday Ricky Dread was live with me at the beginning of this live stream. All right, We Love Hip Hop was live with me at the beginning of this live stream. Funny enough, I did not want to go live, but he requested for me to go live. All right? So, that was Friday Ricky J doing it. Hey, he wanted to talk. Tiff, Friday wanted to talk, so we talked. You know? Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, that happened. Yes, he was. Y'all, what's good, Ron? How you feeling? What's good, Ron? How's everyone doing, man? Y'all doing good? What was he saying? Yo, you gotta check the footage. Run the film. Oh man. Did he let you? Yo, NK, shut up, bro. Holy. That was funny. J. Cole reveals he talked to Kendrick and Drake after the battle. Let's go ahead and get started, man. Let's go ahead and get started. It's about time. It's about time, man. It's been so long since we did one of these. It's been so long. Your facts, Ron. Hey, let's go ahead and hit this good old-fashioned record button while we live. Hey, it's been a minute, but I'm back, yo. I'm back. We locked in. We live. Live reactions are back on this channel. All right. The shorts are back as well, and there's one thing left that we got to do, and that we got to drop a video. So, we back in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. You're tapped in with your Flex Your Mind Network. Shout out to the Flex Mob, and shout out to the Shadow Mob, whoever's in there. We appreciate y'all equally. Thank you for tapping in. And let's go ahead and get started. We got the bill in front of us. We are going to see what J. Cole is going to say with what we just read. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. All right. Let's go. Yo, you right here in the small box, right here in the small box. Welcome back to the Flex Your Mind Network. I'm Flex. You tapped in with the Flex Mob and Shadow Mob. Thank you for stopping by. We've been we got a little cyber attack, but we back. You know what I'm saying? We locked in again. New Discord. I gotta send out that link too. You know, we gotta get y'all in the new Discord, you know? So shoot, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started and lock in with this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibe. You are tapped in with your favorite Canadian reaction channel and network. All right, let's go ahead and get started, shall we?
So it looks like another clip has surfaced from this Cameron and J. Cole interview, and people were right.
Yeah,
J.
King
Cole
Hammer's on it.
is going to get asked a lot of great questions from Cameron. Cameron is going to ask all of the right questions. And one question did come up. Is he still cool with Kendrick? Is he still cool with Drake? And he actually responded and said that he spoke to both of them after the beef. Now, this is something that many of us speculated, many of us had talked about. We didn't know if J. Cole was cool with Kendrick and Drake. Actually, we didn't know if he actually talked to them. But now that he's decided to sit down with Cameron, he's decided to elaborate on the fact that he spoke to both of them. Now, what was said is still yet to be determined, but we're going to go ahead and check out the clip where he speaks to Cameron and speaks about them both and what he could tell us right now before this interview comes out. Because the speculation has been growing for a while now. J. Cole had already spoke to Nadeska previously, similar to what he's talking about now, But I think Cameron is a better person for this situation because he is going to ask a lot more hard-hitting questions. He is going to ask questions that I feel like J. Cole would probably have to think about before he responds. So let's go ahead and check out exactly what he said in regards to Kendrick and in regards to Drake after speaking to both of them, or what he said in this clip right here.
The Drake and Kendrick thing got totally out of hand. Do you think it spiraled out of control? The world, right away, the world
Josh? 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 What the what? Excuse me? God damn, did you miss? Hey, real quick. Hey, let me know if you mistyped, bro, cause that's a lot. Hey, Josh, did you mistype that? I'm just asking for a friend. The friend's me. Did you mistype? Because God damn. Jesus Christ. Hey, well, W Josh, cause damn. W Josh, bro. Holy shit. Hey, let me join in on the festivity. Hey, let me make sure I type this out. God, I see Josh caught a payment because God damn. Judy, I'm trying. All right, I'm not used to this. Remember when we first started this. Yo, let's not forget when I first got like my first donation. I literally told y'all to take it back. How do I send it back? Like, I was literally trying to look up like the manual and shit. Like, how do I send donations back? Because y'all don't need to do this. But hey, listen, I grew to appreciate it. So shout out to Josh, W Josh. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Damn.
became like politics. You're either Democrat or Republican. You're either Kendrick or you Drake. And you have to, you got to pick a side. And I felt like a nigga that was like disgusted both ways damn near. You know what I mean? So when you say, did it get out of hand? It's like, creatively, that's not my place to say. Right. But
now, he doesn't want to say what he wants to say creatively, but he is saying that it did feel like a divide to him, which is understandable because that's how it's felt for the past 2 years after the battle. But when it comes to politics, there is smear campaigns. And Drake did provide a smear campaign, we'll keep it alleged, against.
Yeah, that's right. Shout out Alex for being a member for 3 months. All right, big shout out to Alex for the membership. 3 months of it? Damn. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Kendrick Lamar. That's how this feels like Democrat and Republican. I wonder if J. Cole is trying to reference that when he speaks on this, because it does feel like politics when we talk about this, not only in hip hop, but when we talk about the propaganda, when we talk about the lawsuits, when we talk about the smear campaigns and the people working behind the scenes, it really does feel like politics. He is not lying about that one. But let's continue.
I think the out of hand that I think is like, to me, is like disgusting how people try to use that opportunity, either show how they really felt about Drake the whole time, right, or just like pile on and tear this dude down and like create a narrative as if he's not great. It was a whole campaign and probably still is to this day. Right. So on one hand, it's like, yo, I feel weird and they're gonna make headlines out of this. Just like when I see Kendrick get the moment he had to pop out the stage.
Now there is no campaign against Drake. There is a campaign that was created against Kendrick Lamar. Everything that Drake has been receiving is only because of the negative effects of him handling the battle. Drake has been getting his back kicked in, but only because he did everything wrong after the battle. When we talked about the smear campaigns, I'm
gonna keep it tall with y'all. I'm a little rusty right now. It's been a minute since we've done this, but let me just address this real quick. J. Cole. The thing about J. Cole is that he's trying to play both sides the best he can, but because he's doing it that way, he's making himself look crazy. You know? Hey, Noah, that's a fact. That's why I changed the Discord, or not changed, but the new Discord name is the Flex Mob family. So I'm right there with you when you say that. But J. Cole, he's trying to be the world's greatest middleman, and it's damaging himself at the same time when he's doing that. When you stand on your soapbox and try to play on both sides, you're trying to give thanks to both sides. You look like a Jehovah's Witness. You know what I'm saying? You look like a Jehovah's Witness, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. We know they scam, all right? We just don't say it, but we know they do. Anyway, when it comes to J. Cole, I just have to say this is, what do you stand on? Take away Kendrick and take away Drake. You, as a rapper, that's in this 3. What do you stand on? That's the main question I got for Cole, because it looks like your own thoughts are not even involved in any of these videos or interviews. And it's like you're speaking from a different, from a different standpoint that's not your own. That's why I question you heavy. What the shit?
Talk about the lawsuit, when we talk about all the things that he did wrong, we are critiquing not only him, but the moves that he did in this battle. There's no campaign against Drake. There's only trying to counter argue what Drake has tried to put out in the ecosystem. That's really what it's been. So I have to disagree with J. Cole right there. As far as Kendrick, I feel like he's been the one that's been getting speared most likely out of everything. But I get what it is, the battles, the narratives, the things that Kendrick said, the things that Drake said. I can see what he's trying to imply. But let's see what he says about Kendrick right here.
Get the moment he had, the pop out, the stadium, the Super Bowl, the Grammys. I'm like, I'm just as proud of this nigga as I was when I knew him back then. But I also hate that for Drake, and I hate how the world turns on him. And simultaneously, I'm over here like, man, I hope Iceman go crazy.
So he hopes Iceman goes crazy. Well, I hope J. Cole knows that Iceman might not come out. I know people are trying to expect Iceman, but I don't think it's going to come out. And then he goes and he names all the success that Kendrick had.
Nah, it looks like Iceman might come out, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. From someone here in Toronto, from someone around the way, hearing the chirping and everything, the alleged release date of it being April 16th. Yeah, we might be getting the Iceman album on that day. And then you have all these different individuals changing their Instagram or Twitter names, or the Twitter pictures, I should say, to the shape of a diamond, if that's a diamond or some sort of jewelry. I'm sitting there, I'm just like, it's a little tacky. I mean, if you're changing your Iceman image from it just being ice to it being jewelry, in my mind, if we go back to What a Time to Be Alive, the collab album with Future, I'm expecting that kind of energy on that album. So with that in my mind, I'm sitting there, I'm like, everything from the Iceman stream is pretty much fodder, because if those are on the Iceman album, then it's not going to be good. So you got to have new songs on there. Who knows? Either way, that we might be getting it soon.
And he says, I'm happy for him, just as I would be happy for him if, none of this ever happened. Just how I was cool with him back then, I would be happy for him now for all the things that he achieved and accomplished. I believe that J. Cole is happy for Kendrick Lamar, but he doesn't have to feel bad for being happy for him. I could understand that he wants to be cool with both of them, but the problem is that you don't have to feel bad just because Kendrick had gained success and Drake took a decline. Drake took a dive. You don't have to really feel bad, bro. It was just a battle. You don't have to feel bad. But I know J. Cole is just saying this because he still wants to remain intact with both. Because the next part of the clip, he explains that he's talked to them after the battle. Let's check it out.
Friendship-wise, today, I'm in the same place. Right. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, I genuinely love these niggas, but I'm not going to act like we've been communicating and talking. You know what I mean? I've had conversations with them, like, post everything, you know what I mean? But it's not like it's a lot. That's me.
But it's not like it's a lot. And this is a conversation that I had with Jalopy previously. I do not think that he knows how they feel. Now, he could tell us how he feels all day. He could tell us how he felt. He could say everything from his perspective. He could say that he spoke to them after the beef. But how are they communicating with you? How do they feel? But it is good to know that we get some context now. He had spoke to Kendrick and he had spoke to Drake after the beef. But again, and this is the thing that really drives it home, now that we know what you've said, how do they feel about what you said? How do they feel about the things that you're sorry for? What did Drake say? What did Kendrick say? Again, you made one diss track to Kendrick Lamar directly. How did he feel about that? How did he feel about the apology? What did he say? And maybe that could be saved for the longer interview. I know this is just a real quick cut, but let's get more into it.
post everything, you know what I mean? But it's not like it's a lot. That's me not knowing where they at. Me maybe assuming because I done heard X, Y, and Z. Right. But it has nothing to do with like how I actually feel. I genuinely love these niggas. Like I be wanting to shoot off a text. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie, but even saying that on the mic is kind of lame to me. But it's just.
So he said that there's times where he feels like he wants to shoot them a text message. Well, I think he should. I think he should really reach out to them more. I don't think it's wrong to try to reach out to Kendrick, to try to reach out to Drake. And that's up to J. Cole, because to me, I always will say that Drake lined up J. Cole. Drake had sent J. Cole into the battle. When he backed out, he got mad at him. I think
they were playing each other at the same time. Drake tried to line Kendrick up with J. Cole, and J. Cole being the person to jump in first. J. Cole lined up Drake for Kendrick. You see what I'm talking about? This man trying to be the greatest middleman on all of planet Earth? Bro, because it looks weird that you're willingly giving your energy, that much energy, mind you, to both sides. You don't need to do that. That's peculiar behavior. That is not necessary to do. There's nothing wrong with standing on business. There is nothing wrong with that. You see what I'm saying? That's how I see it. You out here saying you talk with Drake. Cool. And then next thing you know, we see you at Marathon Burger on shift. You on shift at Marathon Burger flipping burgers. And then you go and sit down with TDE. Bro, you must think you some sort of secret agent. You must think you James Bond. Like, I think you still stuck in that persona that you gave the world on that song with Bia. When he started talking in that English accent. Respect to the UK. Hey, let me say that. But it was just funny hearing J. Cole speaking an English accent on that track. Right as well, he is he's bloody, ain't he? Like, some shit like that. I think J. Cole is trying to be like James Bond on some secret agent type shit, bro. It's funny. It's funny to me, man. It's just funny. Oh my God. It's just your persona is in question. I question your persona heavy because I'm just like, you're trying to stand you're like literally, it's not even both sides because you're trying to stand in all these different areas. But J. Cole, what do you stand on? What do you? Forget everything else. Forget the relationships. Forget the friendships. Forget labels. Forget music. What do you? What do you stand on? And as far as I see it, you don't stand on nothing.
Very messed up. But again, I don't think that J. Cole wants to look at it that way. I think J. Cole wants to preserve both of his relationships with both of these guys. But again, it all depends on how they feel. How do they feel about the apology? You should really talk to them more, I feel like. You should really reach out to them more. But again, if whatever they've already told J. Cole, I don't think he wants people to know exactly. Again, this is just a part of the clip. It's not the full clip. But at least we get to know now that he spoke to both of them after the beef. This is big, bro. This is a huge deal. Because this whole entire time, none of us knew if they actually spoke, if they actually had a conversation, especially J. Cole and Kendrick. Some people have already debated that Drake and J. Cole could have already spoken to each other because they were already cool before the beef. But after the diss track that he made to Kendrick, it was still in the air. But now that we know that he reached out to both of them, but still feels some type of way. Now, that's another thing, too. He said, I know it sounds lame to me on the mic when I say I want to shoot them a text. You don't have to feel bad. I think J. Cole still has this ego. And I think he talked a little bit more when he talked about Cameron and the lawsuit and all that. And we'll make a separate video for that one. But I think when you say you felt bad or you felt some type of way if you shot a text, to me, I think that's the ego part right there. It's never a bad thing to reach out first. And you already apologized. So you don't have to feel bad if you have to reach out to someone. It's yet to be determined how they feel, how Kendrick and Drake feel. But you can't feel bad if you already want to patch it up with both of them. Can't let your ego stop you now. But this is just a small clip. And now that we got context that he's reached out to both of them after the beef and they've spoke, it's yet to be determined what they said. But I'm ready for this interview when it comes out. This is just a small piece of it. We'll definitely check it out once it comes out in its entirety. Y'all tell me how you feel about this clip in the comments. Like the video, hype the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody out there rocking with the channel. Love, bro. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
Hey, man. Like what Tiff said, he's standing on Bubba's stomach. But this is what I'm talking about, bro, because, like, it's not about choosing sides. It's just, like, what you believe in, what resonates with you. And you're like, I don't know what it is about J. Cole, but this is why I say he needs media training. Because every time he's given these questions, every time it's like, oh, this or that, which one? You're always in the middle, bro. Like, you literally like the greatest middleman in all of planet Earth. You might be the greatest middleman in the whole universe, as far as I see it, because you willingly want to play both sides so you don't hurt nobody's feelings. That's crazy to me. That's where I'm sitting and I'm just like, are you kidding me, bro? Like, are you serious, bro? It's weird. It's absolutely weird. Like, I have to sit here and be critical because I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? That's strange to me. Like, why? You're a lyricist. Why don't you find the words to get out of those situations? Because every time you're put into that situation, you're put into that choose which one, you're always in the middle. And it's just like, bro, what do you believe in, bro? Like, Jesus Christ. It's just weird to me. That's it. And I know I'm not the only one thinking like this. Because I'm sitting here and I got to ask myself, like, bro, what's up? What's going on? You make other people think for you, and you don't think for yourself. I'm good. I'm good off that. I don't need no more. When you were talking Kendrick, you not finna pull up to LA and go to Marathon and sit with TDE without a temperature check. If you ain't settled shit before you come out here, then TDE will roast you. Facts. Even his answers to questions scream middleman, just an infinite circle of words. There you go. Damn, Noah, your girlfriend is 5'10", and is a professional volleyball player. Damn. You know, I was gonna ask you a question, but I'm gonna hold back. I'm gonna hold back because we're not going down that route today. We're not going down that road today. Nah, we good. Shout out to the Ville for the video. Good conversation. Let's see what else we're gonna talk about here. Let's see what other video we gonna get into real quick. Let's see what we got. Chigs. I don't need chicks. I'm good off chicks. I'm good off of that. Breakfast Club. We could do Breakfast Club. We could do the Breakfast Club. Is this really what I... See, my question is, the Breakfast Club is also another neutral party. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to record this one, but I do want to at least hear. But I know they're a neutral party, so if I hear some garbage, I'm going to click off the video and get into the next one, which is technically the last one. There wasn't too many videos for this Monday, but, man, we back in this bitch, man. Come on. We back. We're here at a good time. You know? We're catching a vibe. It's been a minute. The family back together. The Flex Mob family back. You know what I'm saying? So, first of many. All right, we're going to go back to the Monday to Friday kind of method. So I can get back into the rotation of things. But yeah, nah, bro. Like, let's just see what the Breakfast Club got to say.
an interview with Nadeska for Apple Music, but at the same time over the weekend it was revealed that him and Cameron finally had their sit down 101. And the reason why this was like such a oh shoot moment was because there was the issue about Cameron filing a lawsuit claiming that J. Cole owed him an interview for a verse that he did. It was supposed to be in return, and that didn't happen. So now they finally had their moment. I got some advanced exclusive clips from the conversation, so let's get into that. So they have a conversation about just where J. Cole's relationship is now with Drake and Kendrick following all of the beef. Let's take a listen.
Personally, where you at with them friendship-wise today?
I'm in the same place.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, I genuinely love these niggas, but I'm not going to act like we've been communicating and talking. You know what I mean? I've had conversations with them like post everything, you know what I mean? But it's not like it's a lot. That's me not knowing where they at. Me maybe assuming because I done heard X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But it has nothing to do with like how I actually feel. I genuinely love these niggas. Like, I be wanting to shoot off a text. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie, but even saying that on a mic is kind of lame to me, but it is my truth.
I promise you, I watched the Nadeska interview and, I had left with more questions than answers. And that was one of the questions. Because, I saw J. Cole saying how his wife cried when he squashed the beef with Kendrick, but I just...
See what I'm talking about with this dude? Like, the things that... We didn't need to know about your wife crying. Because now, literally, like, that adds to Kendrick's boogeyman persona. Like, bro, do you not realize the kind of damage you're doing to yourself? Like, you're literally adding to his persona by saying, oh, my wife cried when she found out that I was going to apologize to Kendrick Lamar, and I'm going to do it on a Dreamville stage. Bro, you're making Kendrick look like the greatest nightmare to walk all of hip-hop. That's what you're doing. Holy shit.
Just wanted to know, well, what's your relationship like with Kendrick?
Right. Yeah, because
I'm glad Cam asked that.
Yeah, in the interview with Nadeska, she does, toward the end of the interview, they kind of get to it, but they like cut out a lot of his answer in Nadeska's interview. So now let's take a listen to J. Cole and Cameron talking about the fact that J. Cole felt like everything that happened after he backed out of the beef, it got out of hand and it was this like orchestrated attack on Drake. Let's take a listen.
Do you think that the Drake and Kendrick thing got totally out of hand? Do you think it spiraled out of control?
The world, right away, the world became like politics. You're either Democrat or Republican. You're either Kendrick or you Drake. And you got to pick a side, boom, boom. And I felt like the nigga that was like disgusted both ways damn near. You know what I mean? So when you say, did it get out of hand? It's like, creatively, that's not my place to say.
Right.
But I think the out of hand that I think is like, to me, is like disgusting how people try to use that opportunity, either show how they really felt about Drake the whole time, or just like pile on
that's a fact.
And tear this dude down and like create a narrative as if he's not great. It was a whole campaign and probably still is to this day.
Right.
So on one hand, it's like, yo, I feel weird and they're gonna make headlines out of this. Just like when I see Kendrick get the moment he had, the pop out, the stadium, the Super Bowl,
the Grammys.
I'm like, I'm just as proud of this.
You jealous! That's what it is. Yeah. Bro, yo, hey, Cameron, listen, hey, let's just back up a little bit so we can all get on timing because you're jealous, bro.
Like when I see Kendrick get the moment he had, the pop out. 1, the stadium, the Super Bowl.
2,
Grammys.
The Grammys.
3, you jealous. You, Jermaine. What's your middle name? Liquidus? You. Oh my God, that's what it is right there. That's what it is right there. You're jealous of the success. You hate to see your boy. See, that's what they say about your friends. They gonna love you, but they gonna hate to see you overly successful. They gonna hate to see you get the gifts that they think they deserve. J. Cole is still in that kind of timing. What I am saying is not coming out of nowhere. This is what we've been talking about on this channel. Go back to the previous J. Cole videos. We've talked about this before. The jealousy has not disappeared whatsoever. It has not gone away whatsoever. It's been lingering all this time. And funny enough, with Cameron, we finally get it, but they just subliminally say it. You see what I'm saying? Tip said he cried in the car. It's hilarious. Cole isn't cursing on this video. That's true, Shanice. That's true. That says a lot, low key. You know? You got him on the track. There you go, Connor. But this is what I'm talking about, bruh. You're not over it yet. You still want those. See, this is what happens when you're just overly decorated. J. Cole can't do no pop out. Kendrick can. J. Cole can't do no. He can't do no Super Bowl. Kendrick can. J. Cole don't got that much Grammys at all, but Kendrick do, and he broke the record for rap artists getting Grammys. J. Cole, you hate to be in his shadow. That's what it is. You hate to be in his shadow. And the funniest thing about it is that you taller. It's not a regular shadow. You a sunset shadow. The sun is going down on you, bruh. Pause. That's crazy. Let me hear them again, though.
Here, and they're going to make headlines out of this. Just like when I see Kendrick get the moment he had, the pop out, the stadium, the Super Bowl.
The Grammys.
I'm like, I'm just as proud of this nigga as I was when I knew him back then. But I also hate that for Drake. And I hate how the world turns on him. And simultaneously, I'm over here like, man, I hope Iceman go crazy.
I mean, even if Iceman goes crazy, it still won't take away the fact that he just lost the rap battle.
Yeah, he lost the rap battle.
But he got his ass kicked in the rap battle.
What Cole is saying outside of that, yeah, he lost the rap battle, but the fact that all these different people came on piling on top of him, you know what I mean? People that never liked him, that they showed their true colors when he was at his quote unquote lowest. That's what he said.
When you say lowest, now I understand. Like, it's literally just him losing a rap beat.
He was getting his ass kicked.
Just because you got your ass kicked by Kendrick don't mean that you at your lowest.
It's a worthy ass kicking.
You know what I mean?
It's like if you lose a basketball game to Michael Jordan. You know what I'm
like
saying?
you
Like,
poor,
you're supposed to get your ass kicked. If you would have won, we'd have been like, damn, Drake, okay.
And people still might have took them. I think even if he had won, people still might have took the moment to be like, all right, you won, but like, here's how I feel. Because I just think at that time it was a conversation about let's pull back the veil
and have a conversation to do that when somebody's winning.
He was never going to win that battle.
The last clip I'm going to play from the interview because I want people to actually go and watch the interview on Wednesday on YouTube, Talk with Flea at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is them actually addressing the lawsuit conversation, which is what they teased in that intro. Let's take a listen.
Let's just get the elephant out the room. So, when you first seen the lawsuit, what was your emotion when you see it?
I was like hurt, almost disappointed, like, because I got so much respect for you, you know what I mean? And I look at you like I know you are as a stand-up person. When the lawsuit come out, I'm like, come on, Cam. Right. And only because it was like, in my mind, I'm like, bro, you really could have hit me. Like, although it was taking a long time, I don't give a fuck if you would have called me and been like, yo, nigga, what the like you could have screamed on me, we could have argued, boom, boom. I would have preferred that than the other way, because I was just like, damn, Cam, like it never got to that point where you couldn't like holler at me or whatever. Right. So my first thing was disappointment. And my first thought was like, fuck it then. Like this nigga ain't even know I was still gonna come to his show. Right. Like, my first gut reaction, like, damn, and it's like misinformation, the lawsuit itself. And, you know, the internet running with it. People hit me like, yo, what's going on with the Cam shit? Boom, boom. So, like, my ego reaction is like, all right. Quietly, I'm like, man, fuck this nigga, boom, boom. Right. But quickly, I'm like, but nah, like, I get it, though. Let me put myself in his shoes. Like, yo, the nigga feel like he was getting around.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? He don't know you for real. And Cam mind is probably like, I seen this movie before. Right. You don't fuck with me. You don't want to do the favor. You trying to drag me out until I don't. No. Ego reaction is like, all right. Quietly, I'm like, man, fuck this nigga, boom, boom.
That's your reaction. Yo, I'm sick of him. I'm sick of this two-timing, both-side looking ass middleman of a man. That's your reaction. That's it. This man refuses to stand on something. You can say F this nigga. You right there in front of him. He not gonna swing on you. You afraid to get hurt? Just say it. He's looking for that. That's content. Oh my God, this dude is, yo, J. Cole fans, you gotta help me understand your king, bruh. You gotta help me understand your king. If your king is a peacemaker, but as soon as he throw his fist, he misses, and then proceeds to be a peacemaker again, how the hell is he a king? How the hell is he a king?
And you know the internet running with it. People hit me like, yo, what's going on with the Cam shit? Boom, boom. So like my ego reaction is like, all right. Quietly, I'm like, man, fuck this nigga. Boom, boom.
Quietly, just say.
Right.
But quickly, I'm like, but nah, like I get it though. Let me put myself in his shoes. Like, yo, the nigga feel like he was getting a runaround. You know what I mean? He don't know you for real. And Cameron is probably like, I seen this movie before. Right. You don't fuck with me. You don't want to do the favor. You trying to drag me out until I don't want to do it no more. Right. All right, nigga, bet. And I got one in the chamber. Right. I never signed that paperwork for that fucking, for that verse. So here you go, boom, just to like hit me in the rib. You know what I mean? And it's like, I still said in my mind, I was like, yo, I'ma still go see Cam.
And which, of course, it was never going to go nowhere. But for me, it was more like, I need to get this nigga attention.
Cam wasn't wrong. Business is business. You know, and I'm glad Cole is a man of integrity who, ultimately showed up. But now we also know how Cole feels about Drake and his lawsuit against Kendrick then. Because if you feel that way about Cameron's lawsuit, then you must be disgusted by Drake filing a lawsuit against Kendrick over a rap battle. I hope that conversation comes up.
We have one more clip, J. Cole Dreamville Fest apology.
On stage at Dreamville Fest, what was going through your mind in the 5 seconds before you made the apology? Was it something that you had really thought of and planned?
No, it hit me an hour before. But before that, I was stressing the out. But in the moment that the idea came to me, I lifted and I got light and I got excited because I felt like I misrepresented myself. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden, I'm giving life to division and to a negative storylines or negative perceptions on somebody that I with and got love for. In a very loud manner, you said some you didn't believe in. Now you got the opportunity to go on the bigger form, you know what I mean? A bigger stage is being live stream and say something that you believe in. Told my wife, she the only one I told. I ain't tell nobody else. I was like, yo, this one I'm about to go do. She start crying because she know how I feel about him. And she saw how it was weighing on me the 2-3 days before that. So when I go and do it, I felt even better than I felt knowing I was going to do it. Because now the world knows how I really actually feel.
That's from the Deska interview.
That's the Deska, yeah.
Yes.
And, here's my thing. If it was weighing on Cole so much after the fact, right? Him dissing Kendrick. Why was it so easy for you to diss Kendrick?
Because that's oh my God. I'm sorry for yelling. That's the question. Oh my God. That's literally the question. That's literally the question. Yo, my bad for yelling, but yo, this shit just pissed me off, bro. Holy crap. This shit just pissed me off, man. Oh my God. Like, you don't understand how much rage I feel just hearing him talk. Like, y'all don't get it. Bro, y'all don't understand. Like, yo, just hearing him talk just pissed me off. It pisses me off so much.
I think if it was weighing on Cole so much after the fact, right? Him dissing Kendrick. Why was it so easy for you to diss Kendrick?
Probably was in the moment.
But still, if it's weighing on you so much after the fact and your wife knows you stressing and blah, 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 what about when you was writing the bars?
It's probably emotional.
What about when you went in the booth to record
probably
the bars?
was an emotional play. Probably was an emotional thing. He got right to it, and then when he did it, was like, I didn't really
We could have held this because he talked about it. He said that it was the pressure from the outside. He felt like if he didn't respond, he couldn't put the fallout out because people would have been like, nah, we're not trying to hear that. You were supposed to respond. But then he responded in a...
Nick, this is what happens when you the middleman. You can't even listen to yourself. This what happens when you play the middle too much. You can't listen to your goddamn self. Your goddamn self can tell you, man, I don't even want to do nothing. But you feel pressured? You, damn near 40 at the time, feel peer pressure? Are you kidding? Bro, this middleman shit makes him weak. It makes him weak. You don't stand on nothing. Jesus. Don't stand on nothing. My God. Cannot make this up.
Apologize, and it was the same effect.
But
People were like, we don't want to hear you
People
anymore.
do things in a moment. You know what I mean? He just responded, wrote them raps in a moment, and then was like,
That's a lot in the moment. In the moment to sit down, write a rap, go in the booth, record it, listen to it, mix it. You know what I mean? Like, that's not for the moment.
Yeah.
All right, you had a long time to think about whether or not you should put this out. So if it weighed on you so much after the fact, why didn't it weigh on you so much while you was doing it?
So you don't believe
put
him?
it out?
You don't believe him? The weighing on him?
No, I'm just asking a simple question. That would have been my question back to him. Like, if it's weighing on you so much after the fact,
Why didn't
how
it
come it didn't weigh on you before you did all of that?
Right.
But yeah, so that was the from the Deska's interview, which is now live on Apple. You could take a listen to that, and the other clips are from Cameron's Talk with Flea, which will be live on Wednesday on YouTube.
It's Lauren LaRosa telling you to beware of the dog. That's right, Top Dog Law. Car accident.
Almost friggin' broke my own eardrum yelling that shit. God damn. Oh my days. That's what I'm saying, Slay. That's what I'm saying. Who put that fool in the big three? Himself. Oh my Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, man. Bro, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up, man. Real talk. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Man, do you? Whew. See, I stand on things. You know what I'm saying? I stand on what I stand on. You see what I'm saying? J. Cole must think he levitating because you're not standing on shit. Hell, you're not even levitating. This boy, J. Cole, man, he a new breed. That's all I gotta say. He a new breed. Oh my God, bro. Yo, give me the next video, cause I ain't gonna stay here for this. Give me the next goddamn video. Not fucking quick. Talking about lick 'em low, Lisa. No kidding. Yo, what's good, Quickie? How you feeling? Hey, Quickie, you missed out. Friday was on here. I feel like I'm just like every time somebody come in, yo, Friday was here. Okay. Let me go ahead and record this one. This is the one that I really, really want to talk about. This is the one I really, really want to talk about. So earlier when I mentioned I'm waiting for Joe Budden to drop the Ray Daniels video, Ray Daniels podcast episode. This is one of the conversations that they were having, but when I say there's so much that they talked about in that one video, I know it's on Patreon. I know they put that on Patreon without a doubt. So it's funny that Joe Budden says this on the video, but what if it actually happens is my question. Now, based on what we've heard from the snippets, it's going to be a little difficult to do, but difficult in the sense of we don't know what Iceman is going to sound like. But based on the theory that I had about the next Kendrick Lamar album that I'm standing on, if Kendrick Lamar is really putting out something that is trap inspired, not saying that's what he's doing because we don't know what he's going to do, but what if? If he does that, Oh, it'll be like stomping all over Iceman with dirty boots. You hear me? Dirty Timberlands with mud on it. Oh my God. So we got EQTV. We're gonna go ahead and dive in this one. Joe Budden wants Kendrick Lamar to drop after Drake and debate on Drake dissing Kendrick on Iceman. Let's lock in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibe. You tapped in with your favorite Canadian reaction channel and network. Yo, you, right here in the small box. Man, let's get started.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy EQ. And up next, we have the Joe Budden podcast debating if they think that Drake is going to be dissing Kendrick Lamar on Iceman. And honestly, at this point, it'd be a lot more surprising if Drake doesn't diss or refer to Kendrick Lamar in any way on his project, whether it's direct or a sub. I mean, we have multiple Iceman episodes with jabs at Kendrick Lamar, whether it's the very obvious and not so hidden Easter eggs, via imagery, obviously, or the records that come out of those streams and the disses and subs that they include. Records forgotten as quickly as they arrive, but still prove that Kendrick Lamar is living rent-free in Drake's mind. Every one of those Drake leaks also had some Kendrick subs in there, so it'd be a bonehead move to put your money on anything other than, yeah, there's probably going to be some type of a diss on Iceman. Drake has gone back to the drawing board a multitude of times, even confirmed by academics in each iteration. We get yet another Kendrick jab. But let me know in the comments if you guys think Iceman will also include a shot at Kendrick. For me, I just think that's probably the smartest bet. But the question that should really be asked is how great of an idea is that? It hasn't worked in the last 12 attempts, and nothing that has leaked or been officially put out has given me the confidence to think that he'll be successful in his next attempt. But when even your biggest fans are begging you to stop the Woe Is Me record because even they can sense the hypocrisy or the constant whining and dissing, it's time to rethink the game plan before they give up on you, because a lot of them are definitely threatening to do just that. So enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into the video where we have the Joe Budden podcast debating if they think that Drake is going to be dissing Kendrick Lamar on Iceman. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's inevitable at this point, especially with what we've been hearing over the past 2 years coming from Drake. Alrighty, guys, let's jump into the clip.
I just miss the days when niggas would take 5 years to make an album. And well, 3 years.
No, they can do it. And when you do actually spend the time, and I'm not saying go out and spend 5 years making an album, but when you do put attention to detail to crafting the project, it's also going to have a longer shelf life. People are going to have a lot more to actually dive deep into the album. But a lot of artists now just want to push out as many songs onto an album to game the streaming system, because at the end of the day, they just want more streams and they don't necessarily care about the overall project. Not to say that there isn't good music on these projects. Obviously, there is good music, but when it's stuff with like 40 records and you got to go digging through those 40 records to find the 3 or 4 that you like, yeah, obviously you miss the aim of what making a project is all about. Because the albums that really stand the test of time, yeah, they all share a few things, guys. They have a cohesive concept, a vision that was actually fleshed out, and the songs make sense. But again, a lot of people don't operate that way. Baby Keem already came out and said the reason why Kendrick Lamar takes so long is because, yeah, he's trying to come with something new, which is why we're getting a different sound with each project that comes along. And the guy also accomplished that by putting on a lot of artists, even though a lot of haters want to say that the dude doesn't put on other people. The guy put on a lot of artists that most of the world probably would have never heard of if it wasn't for Kendrick Lamar.
Oh,
Beyonce could have. Adele does it.
I don't think that happens with Kendrick anymore. I think a lot of that taking forever was a TDE thing.
I'm agree with
the way they do with all of their artists over there.
His albums sound like you need to take it.
I don't really think so at all. I just spoke about why he goes about making music the way he does, where he takes his time with it, and that information is obviously coming directly from his cousin, and I'm not really going to put too much stock into Ice's music knowledge or his music business knowledge, even though he has been around it because of his brother and other people, obviously, like Joe Budden. Because like sometimes he just says anything just to be included in the conversation, to be like, hey, yeah, I gave my 2 cents. But TDE has obviously been known for taking their time and really being methodical and having that attention to detail for their projects. And if you do have the track record that they've had a lot of successes there. So obviously they're doing something right. They know what they're doing.
Tom, his albums don't sound like you.
That's a great fucking point. I'm agree with Ice.
Look at TDE's roster and how they all drop music. It ain't not just Kendrick. Anybody over there, they all take.
It's because the label focuses on a project and they put their whole might behind that project instead of spreading themselves too thin and having these projects drop without the support that they would merit.
And they all be complaining.
And yeah, they want to put their album out and the label won't let them. Everybody has complained.
The dude that actually complained about that left the label and has seemingly lost all the motion that he had
Hey, bro, can you let the video play a little bit, gang? Like, shit.
while he was on the label.
Like, yo, my album been done for 2 years. My album been done for this. Can I get a date? Can I get this? And now that he's off that, bang, we get a GNX album. I don't think we wait that long before we get another Kendrick project.
Well, dude, that's pretty much his track record. He drops an album in that style and then drops the more heavily conceptual album. And at the end of the day, this all probably lies within how Kendrick Lamar wants to operate right now. If he wants to drop music every 2 years, or every year for that matter, the guy can obviously do it. Because I truly believe if Kendrick Lamar wanted to be prolific, he could flood the market with music on his own. And nice, if Kendrick wanted to drop every year on TDE, he more than likely could. If SZA wanted to drop every year, she more than likely could. Schoolboy Q dropped a fire project last year, and the guy took that long of a break because he wanted to take that long of a break. So again, just to reiterate, guys, who are we to tell an artist how or when to create? Especially when every time they drop something, it's the best body of work of that year.
I think it's possible. You might be right.
We'll see.
Yeah, drop a week after Drake. Ain't never ended.
Turn this shit back up, right?
Yeah, ain't never ended.
That's definitely been the rumor. A lot of people have been saying that Kendrick Lamar already has the project up. And that's another thing I want to clarify. More than likely, Kendrick Lamar already has that project loaded up into Spotify, ready to actually post whenever he wants it to. And while it would be absolutely hilarious if Kendrick Lamar were to go and stomp all over that Iceman record with a